Yo guys, and welcome back towards this new video here on the channel. And on today's video I'm going to talk about Bitcoin, and I will be talking about where this market is right now heading towards and how the market structure is right now developing itself here on these higher time frames and of course on the lower time frames today. So if this sounds interesting, subscribe to the channel, smash up that like button, and let's dive in towards the content. So yesterday, Bitcoin printed a pretty big red candle, of course, like you can see over here. And we're still not bouncing back towards these higher regions. What I want to be saying, first of all, is do note that Bitcoin has been forming a higher high on the daily time frame, and it has been starting to form higher lows as well. So yes, we are still in an uptrend, and what we're right now waiting for and what we're basically looking for is for that higher low to get formed. So I am not necessarily bearish unless Bitcoin is really going to be breaking below that $40,000 range, because then we're officially forming a lower low once again, and that is going to be forming, of course, a bearish market structure. It is very important to recognize these market structures because Bitcoin has been doing this already similar times before. If we're quickly looking at how the daily time frame was developing itself here in May 2021, we basically have seen the same market type of reversal. We were getting rejected from the highs, then we formed this higher high confirming an uptrend. We broke down where we were expecting to hold on because this was very strong previous resistance. We broke below it. I remember it very acutely because I was recording videos at that time as well. We broke down, everyone was starting to panic again because Bitcoin was closing its daily candle below its previous very strong resistance zone. But look at how we clearly formed that higher low. We formed a higher low and we confirmed that higher high, showing and indicating we are confirming a breakout towards the upside. And if I'm zooming out, just look at how identical these two market reversals could be looking like. Because once again, in the market reversal that we right now have here, we are seeing major rejections getting formed from this $44,000 barrier. Then we form a higher high on the market, and what we are right now looking for is, of course, a higher low. And here as well, we have been seeing a multiple day downtrend before we came up again. And once again, we're seeing a multiple day downtrend right now, and we want to be seeing the potential towards the upside. And of course, confirm that uptrend by forming a higher high on this daily time frame right here. So, am I all too bearish right here? Yes, of course, I do not really am extremely bearish. I'm not extremely bullish or whatsoever. No, but I'm taking the daily time frame in account to really exceed what I could be expecting on these larger time frames. I don't really think we are in a downtrend right now because on the daily time frame we still confirm this uptrend. So I will be still look for higher targets, and I will be still look for more long positions because it makes more sense to look at long positions once the higher time frames already broke bullish. As well, look at the RSI and how it, oh, my face is in front of it, but look at the RSI and how significant and similar these market reversals are on the RSI. We have also seen a breakdown of our RSI trend towards the upside, and last time around, of course, it was over here in this market reversal. Everyone panicked, and since of then we moved up very significantly. So there is still a very big possibility that Bitcoin is just going to come up purely based off the market structure analysis, because if we're going to look at the market on how it's developing itself, we are forming these higher highs. We are forming these higher lows. And that is, of course, very important to recognize right now on this market. As well, if you do really want to have a good opinion on the market, I should always suggest zoom out before you're going to look at those lower time frames, because then you're going to be having a wider, good view about this, how this market is actually looking. Weekly time frame. We are currently retesting the EMA ribbon here on this chart. This EMA ribbon is going to be a very strong level of support. And of course, if we do look at the past, we have been always, once we are breaking above it, retest this one as support. And it is, of course, a very strong level of support as well. Right now as well, we are retesting the bull market support band. And this has also happened last time around. We broke above it, retested it right away, and moved up further. So this is, of course, once again, another retest. I will be, of course, taking it very serious on how this movement is currently getting created, but hopefully the end of the week, the weekly candle close could still close above that 44K. If these weekly candles are going to close above the $44,000, I will be pretty much remain bullish on the higher time frames as well for Bitcoin. Then looking really at the 4-hourly time frame, I am seeing some very interesting things. If we're going to compare Bitcoin towards the S&P 500, just look at how significant these assets moved with each other. Like you can see, Bitcoin on the left side, the S&P 500 on the right side. They're basically moving identical towards the downside. Only the Bitcoin price action has been overreacting itself a little bit here. Bitcoin dropped more than 4% and the S&P 500 only with 1.2%. So yeah, we are seeing a little bit of an overreaction on the S&P, but it looks to be that we're stabilizing a little bit here. And the reason why we did came down is because of the Federal Reserve meeting we had yesterday. So hopefully things could start to stabilize once again here, because the whole stock market came down yesterday. If things can start to get stabilized here and we form a barrier over here on the lower side, because yeah, there is a very big possibility that we are going to form a barrier over here on this market, since this has been, of course, a previous support zone and resistance zone for the S&P 500. Even if we're going to extend it, you can see this has been a zone with a lot of significance. So if we can start to be bouncing from this range, this will be as well very positive for Bitcoin. Since they are so highly correlated with each other, I personally think the market could be really start to be moving back towards the upside from off this horizontal support range. And of course, as soon as the S&P is going to be bouncing, Bitcoin is going to follow right away. On the 4-hourly purely alone for Bitcoin, I am thinking, yeah, it is not necessarily looking all too strong. We are starting to get very oversold here. On the MACD, we're also seeing some divergence getting formed here, because if we're analyzing the MACD, we can clearly see the MACD histogram is forming a higher low, while the price action, of course, is clearly still forming lower lows. This is, of course, a typical bullish divergence, and this could be really lead towards a movement towards the upside over here. However, on the RSI, we're not seeing such kind of a reversal signal, and that is, of course, the place where you do want to be seeing these reversal signals, so that is definitely a little bit more unfortunate. As well, the EMA ribbon did clearly broke bearish here, like you can see. Last time we did broke bearish, we basically consolidated and moved up again. So yeah, it doesn't necessarily say all too much for Bitcoin right now, but of course, it is an indication that we lost some very important support ranges, and it's going to be showing us that we're going to have a hard time once again finding our way back up here. Then as well, if we're going to look at the 1-hour time frame for Bitcoin, Bitcoin has been extremely oversold for the past few hours here. And if we're already looking back at the last time we were so oversold on Bitcoin on the 1-hour time frame, it was here on the 4th of March here. And of course, at that point, we moved up a little bit here, consolidated, moved up again, and basically went sideways for a very long period of time. So once again, we are seeing Bitcoin being extremely oversold here, and there is a possibility that we are going to see some sideways consolidation before really moving towards the direction once again. Of course, what we can also see here is that basically we are climbing back very quickly back towards the upside, and this is of course resulting in hidden bearish divergence once the price action is forming lower highs and the RSI is forming higher highs. So yeah, there are definitely some bearish structures right now forming on the 1-hour time frame on Bitcoin. But like I already told you about, I'm currently getting focused on the daily time frame, because otherwise I'm going to get distracted. I'm currently really looking at the major market reversal. I'm looking at the wider picture on this market, because I do still think there is going to be a bigger market reversal on this market. And of course, like we can see here, there is a very big potential that Bitcoin is going to create a similar fake out reversal structure on this market. Then as well, looking at the funding rates, we can still see yesterday they were very negative, and of course more and more shorters are trying to drag this market down here. We can see on Binance, Bybit, OKX, on a lot of exchanges, we are seeing massive amounts of shorts getting enabled. And of course, altcoins are having a very hard time, since they were already getting shorted massively and moved down even further. So this is definitely a very interesting period of time, since there is a lot of shorting leverage right now in the market. There are a lot of people that are right now extremely afraid, since Bitcoin did broke below this very important support zone. To be very honest, I think it is indeed very bad for Bitcoin that we failed to hold on towards the support zone. But usually Bitcoin tends to move up here once it is always looking the most worst here, because that is once the most short orders come in towards the market. We flushed out the long orders over here, and we can flush out the short orders once again, all towards the upside back towards the higher range for Bitcoin. So yeah, funding rates looking pretty interesting. In terms of trades, I am definitely looking to open some trades. I've got some trades open here, but not calling any trades right now here, because the market is indeed pretty risky right now to trade here. And I can tell you already, all the trades I'm currently looking to open are going to be long trades, are going to be swing trades, because yes, I still want to be swinging this market. Once I have the least popular opinion, I usually tend to be buying more and more and more. As well for Ethereum, we can see right now Ethereum is bouncing from this horizontal range, and that's pretty strong here. And if we're looking at the daily time frame, Ethereum is creating these massive divergences, and of course these are bullish divergences, and the same for Bitcoin. I've not even discussed it yet. We are forming a higher high on the daily time frame. sorry, higher low, and the RSI is forming, of course, a lower low. So we are seeing a hidden bullish divergence getting formed, and this is the same for Bitcoin. Actually, Bitcoin on the daily time frame is doing the exact same. We are seeing that the price action, and let me remove the drawings for a second, the price action is forming clearly higher lows, and the RSI is forming clearly lower lows. So we're seeing as well a hidden bullish divergence getting formed on Bitcoin even. And that is definitely a very strong signal. And as well for Ethereum, this is a strong buy signal. And this could be a strong range as well for Ethereum to start bouncing from, because this is indeed a previous resistance zone. As well, we can see that yesterday we discussed that. I think that altcoins could start to be bouncing from this range against Bitcoin. Not against their US dollar valuation, but against Bitcoin, yes, they bounced back towards the upside pretty strongly, like you can see over here. So yeah, this is a pretty bullish signal once again across this market, and hopefully we could start to see Ethereum even gain more towards the upside from of this region. Still, I think Ethereum is going to be one of your best bets to be accumulating right now here, since the merge is going to roll out in the coming months from now on, and that could be resulting in massive price increasements for the Ethereum price action. So this was already it, guys, for today's update video. If you do enjoy it, make sure to smash up the like button. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel as well, and it will be highly appreciated if you're going to follow my other socials as well, which you can find here in the description. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.